pledge allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start the meeting with a moment of silence, please. Roll call. Andrea?
Council President Steeritz?
Here.
Councilor Schneider?
Here.
Councilor Stickley?
Here.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Excited to be here.
Councilor Steeritz?
Here.
And Councilor Fry.
No, you're not?
All members are present. We have a quorum.
Council has had time to review the prior meeting's minutes. Can we have a motion for approval on those?
I would make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion to approve the prior meetings. Motion to approve the prior meetings minutes moved by Councilor Stickley and seconded by Council President Steeritz. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I see you didn't ask for any discussion prior to vote.
Correct.
Yeah. Who wrote those minutes?
Would you like to?
Would you like to discuss?
No, I'm just-
Yes,
We want to make sure there's no discussion on those perfectly written notes.
Perfectly.
Okay, we had no individuals wishing to address council, so we are going to move on to one committee report, the utility committee.
Thank you, Mayor. Utility Committee, we came together on August 14 for a discussion in reference to a concern brought to us by way of Kayla Heising. Kayla had some water issues in the front of her property, and before the meeting, committee members were really prepped with a ton of information, not only from Kayla, but from Dennis Richardson as well. So we were pretty well informed on what the situation was. During the committee meeting, we gave Kayla an opportunity to sort of give us a little summary of what she had experienced from April of 2019 to July of 2019. At the end of the day, she brought forward a concern of water in the front of her property. Public Works investigated her concern, done their due diligence in trying to determine whether or not it was a city issue or the property owner's responsibility. The city concluded that it was not a city issue, rather a property owner's issue. So she went ahead and dug, and through that process discovered that it was in fact a city issue. An unknown, a mysterious tile was discovered, and which was leading to the water in the front of her property. And once the city was aware that it was a city issue, the Public Works Department corrected the issue. And Kayla came to us, the committee, seeking to be reimbursed $600 of what she spent in diagnosing the problem, or learning what was causing the problem. And the committee tonight, during the committee meeting, passed unanimously a recommendation to reimburse, actually pay for the bill to King Excavating. So King Excavating did the work at her property. The recommendation tonight is for the city to pay for that diagnostic work totaling $600 directly to King Excavating. And my fellow committee members, Harold or Jeff, if you guys wanted to add anything to that, feel free. But I think, Mayor, that's a decent summary. But we did cover a lot of ground.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, as much as we try to acknowledge every line and every old tile that is underneath, once in a while something like this will show up where it's not on print. I mean, you just don't know it's there. And so with that being said, I feel everybody did their job. And I appreciate this committee looking at both sides of the discussion, knowing that the city was following the code as to how they addressed this situation, and knowing that it was in fact an issue that we had no idea that line was even in existence. So I appreciate this committee doing what they had to do, and it is an odd situation.
Because her old sewer line, which is an old clay sewer line, so when I came through there, she had to put in a new regular sewer line.
Right.
And I think that's how they found that tile.
Right. So they were gonna
Because
dig regardless, it just happened
But
that
that tile
the
was-
water, yeah.
They ended up-
Surprised. I get it.
There was nothing on the prints about it, it was just field tile.
Okay.
So just need
Need a
that.
We need a motion,
We need a
yeah,
motion.
to accept this.
I would make a motion to pay direct
Well,
King.
now you need a motion to accept.
Oh, I'll make a motion to
Recommendation.
accept the committee's
Recommendation.
recommendation. I'm sorry.
I'll forgive you.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Motion to accept the utility committee recommendation to have King Excavating invoice the city for the $600 diagnostic work completed at 312 Indian Road, moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Chamberlain. Is there any further discussion? Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Council President Steeritz?
Yes.
Counselor Steeritz?
Yes.
And Counselor Fry.
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on to department head reports, and Chief Sluter, what do we have?
The July activity report, I handed it out there. If there are any numbers, you can review that, and if you have any questions, let me know. Not too much new in the fire department, but I'll draw your attention to the resolution 2019-18 for the contract for the city of Wauseon and Clinton Township in regards to fire and emergency services protection. That's what we've crafted as a new contract between the two. It's not going to change any of the operations or anything we do, but it is going to allow the different funding model to help with the funding of the fire department. Clinton Township's going to be collecting 2.5 mils township-wide because they got the authority to do that. And then 60% of that will come to the city and 40% will go to the township. And then every other township that joins on with that will be under the same funding model. Separate contract, but the same funding model. So it should help with the process here at the city on the fire department side of things. So if you have any questions about that contract, once you review it, why, let me know. And I can explain it in more detail. That's all I have.
Okay, I'm a little confused on your report. Great report. Wauseon Fire Department monthly report 07 of 19, but it says calls of service for May.
That was probably a misprint on something I
Okay.
didn't catch, because we use the same format every month, but,
Right.
yeah.
So that's July?
That should just say, sure, yeah, the date's at the top, I got that right?
Yes.
But I just forgot to change it.
All right, it just confused me. It doesn't take much, but thank you very much for that. All right. Any questions for Chief Sluter? All right. Chief Chittenden.
Mayor, the Wauseon schools went back in session today.
They did.
From the report from our school resource officer, everything went smoothly, no hiccups with anything with that. But with that, the increased traffic will definitely be out there in the morning rush and after school lets out. So just want to remind everyone to make sure to slow down, take a few extra minutes to get to work or wherever you're going during school time, especially, like I said, right before school and right after school. And to pay attention to the bus stops, make sure that they're stopping for those. Our first round of assistant chief interviews will be wrapping up later on this week, so we're still going through that process. And we're still working through our transition of maybe head chief at the department, but everything's been going very smooth with that as well so far.
I have not had children in the school system for quite some time, and the one thing that I do like to know, and I'm kind of out of touch with this, what are the timeframes for the schools letting out at the end of the day for people like myself that don't know when they're getting out of the traffic flow?
The first one lets out, I believe, is at 2:45.
Which one is that?
Which is the high school.
Okay.
And then
2:45.
the primary school is the last one, which I think is at 3:05.
Pretty close to that.
I think it's right around
305, 310.
3:05, 3:10.
Okay.
So
I had someone ask me, and I said, I have no clue. I don't know. I know it's a lot earlier than what it used to be, and they go in a lot earlier than it used to be, but I did not.
The traffic
know.
definitely picks up starting about 2:30 for everybody getting
Right.
into the lineup and everything like
Right.
that.
And
It
they
runs till
shut the
good
road
3:30,
down.
3:45 for all the buses to get through all their stops.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Chief Chipman? Keith?
You almost said
I
chief,
know,
didn't
I
you? I saw
practiced,
it.
I practiced.
One thing on the utility committee report, wanted to point out that the King Excavated we were advised that they needed to register with the city. They have sent in their insurance, but we have not got the registration as of 4:30 today. But as soon as we get that, we will make sure that that gets taken care of.
I think we had that in the motion. I think when I made the motion, it was as long as they got
It's in
registered.
the report, so.
Okay, so long as they got registered, they get their money.
I just want to let you know where we stood with that they are in the process of getting that taken care of. The Leggett Street sidewalk is, I believe, completed. There may be some more backfill and other stuff to be taken care of, but that should be all done and ready to go. Our pool toys arrived and were installed on the 14th.
And you've been, what, a month, and you got the sidewalks there?
Well, you know,
I gotta get that.
why procrastinate? We've completed the sanitary and storm sewers on Zenobia Street, and the taps were installed for the Habitat for Humanity houses. On those lots, the traffic signals at Shoup and at Elm and Oak are back to the
Good.
normal cycle. They've got that taken care of. And the engineering work on Shoup Avenue for the South Shoup Avenue end is progressing. I believe we've got the preliminary drawings today. Once John gets back from vacation, I'll sit down with him and go over them and make sure that what I'm looking at is what we're supposed to be looking at, and that everything is according to oil, and we can go from there.
They don't seem backed up as much. They're shooting.
No, it made a big difference once
Yeah.
they got them back.
I noticed in Committee of the Whole minutes that one of the discussions was who is responsible for that sidewalk as maintenance. And in our code, I looked it up again just because I wanted to check that as well. It is the property owner's responsibility for them. So that would be on the hospital, which they have that big old, I don't know what they use to do their sidewalks, but I would think would be the hospital up to the line, and then the homeowner there, and then the schools to do that. Because that was a good question brought up at Committee of the Whole, because it's a lot of sidewalk to have to clean, but they have to go do the whole front of their property, so. I don't know if the county does that, I'm not sure who they have to do that, but I think it is the hospital.
I think it's the hospital takes care of it.
Right.
And as far as that sidewalk goes, once we get the bill on that, then we'll look at the tree damaged sidewalks, see how much money we have left. I would like to get Micah to do that as well, and make contact with the homeowners that are affected by that, to see if at that time they would like to have the rest of their sidewalks done, possibly at a reduced cost, while we're doing it all at the same time.
Any other questions for Keith?
I thought it was nice of Harold to offer his snow shoveling services in the event the hospital did not cover that,
Right.
uncover that side. Thank you.
And you said you'd come and help.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Very good. Okay, Jamie?
I don't have anything to report tonight. Nothing new.
Nothing?
No.
We're just basking? Okay. Tom? Like that didn't
At least
look
you
good.
remembered.
That's
Yeah, she
good.
remembered.
I did.
Ordinance 2019-4 is before council tonight, and that's simply an amendment to the law director's ordinance. The contract is for a 2-year period. This is strictly administrative in the sense that Jan Stamm has retired from PERS, and so we needed to get him off of that. And so there is a provision here that deals with the fact that PERS would be distributed in part to him. So this takes him off and just distributes that PERS amount to Kevin Whitlock. And it also adds Kayla Baker as an assistant law director. She's been doing a little bit of research for us on behalf of the city, so we just wanted to get her officially as an assistant law director, but it doesn't change the terms of the compensation or any of the substantive provisions for that. And I'd be happy to address any questions council might have on that. This is the contract per the original ordinance is effective from February 1, 2018 through January 31st of 2020. Yeah, so that would be up again for next year, but this just revises that just to reflect that PERS issue.
So more or less you're taking off Jan, PERS, and just bumping everybody.
Now putting Kevin, just sort of switching Kevin and Jan, so Kevin's.
And then Kayla's replacing Kevin,
Nope, Kayla's an add-on,
an add-on.
yeah. So
Oh.
Stephen and Kayla would be unpaid along with Jan, unpaid
it.
assistant law
Got it,
directors.
okay. Just switch it.
Yep.
All right.
And also would just advise council that we are, with respect to the Homecoming Indian Trails project, we have commenced the project to finish the corridor between the two woods, and we are hoping to complete that and get most of it done by the middle of February. We have a grant deadline for the end of February, so we're trying to get the work done before then, and that will entail sort of 2 stages. The first stage will be bringing in dirt and forming the dirt to create, we're going to expand the corridor from the 60 feet another, I think, 190 feet, so there'll be a total of a 250 feet width between the two woods, and we'll install another path, so there'll be 2 paths as opposed to 1. So for purposes of races, there'll be an in and out, or for folks that just want to walk or jog, you can go in one path and out the other. There's going to be on the north end of the corridor a little bit of where if you've been back there, there's naturally a little bit of a wet area there on the north end of the corridor. We're going to dig a little bit out and make that into a wetland, and then build up a little bit of the area to the south before the south woods, and put a little bit of a hill in there with an idea that maybe eventually creating a sort of a little amphitheater area there, so if teachers want to go out and take some students through the woods, they can stop there and, you know, do a little talk or whatever. That's the first phase. The second phase will be, Rick's eyes are lighting up there, to be the planning phase. The tree commission's been busy at work, and we appreciate their help in designing some of the plantings out there, which will include a number of hardwoods, I think, on the outside of the trails, and then an oak savanna on the inside of the trail. You get that close to being right, Rick? And then with some wildflowers planted in certain spots, and also some bluebird houses, 2 or 3 bluebird houses. And then I think we're going to try to clean up the current buffer area that exists now between the homes that are there.
That's partially been done.
Current trail has it?
Mhm.
Okay. And with the idea of maybe planting a few trees there to sort of clean that up. Ed Knopfsinger has been back there. I think Rick's been involved as well in getting that project going. And Paul Andre, I think, is out there. I think today was a little bit difficult because of all the rain we had, but there'll be a lot of action back there the next 3 to 4 weeks. So it'll be exciting. We're really excited about getting that done. And again, I really appreciate the tree commission's work on that. And again, the long-term goal here, which is getting shorter, is to get that project finished and then turn it over to the city for the city's use and maintenance moving forward. So, and there is a Fulton County cross-country invitational.
I was just going to ask when that's.
I think it's scheduled for like the 29th of September, so we really are going to push to get all that done so they can use that and without interference for them.
Who's making the birdhouses?
I'm not sure about that.
Is it somebody donating their time, or you don't know?
I don't know.
That'll be neat.
I'm kind of guessing Boy Scout, but I'm not sure.
That'll be neat to see.
We're also, I think we had previous discussions about the city donating the former benches, 6 benches that were removed from the city downtown several years ago. And so there's discussion of working it out with the city to get those.
Are they still in storage? They've not used those on the bike trails or anything?
I don't believe so. I think they're sitting behind the Public Works building. Rick, I don't know if you've
Yeah,
seen them.
they're in the old ODOT building, I think.
Is that
Okay.
where there's, okay. I knew that they talked about utilizing them in different places. I know they said something about in Homecoming Park and then, so that would be good.
Yeah, I think the idea would be 3 in the North Woods and
Mhm.
probably 3 in the South.
Yeah, very nice. Okay. Any questions for Tom? All right. Well, let's move on with our legislation. We have a first reading of legislation, ordinance 2019-4, a resolution amending ordinance 2018-1 and declaring an emergency.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion to place ordinance 2019-4 an emergency moved by Council President Steers and seconded by Councilor Schneider. Is there any discussion?
Emergency because it snuck up on Tom, or?
I think, yes, I think he was, you know how it is when you're consulting with the folks in Columbus, I think he was closer than he thought.
Gotcha.
So apologize for the shortness of that.
Right.
We'll try to make sure that doesn't happen the next time that issue comes up with another law director.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Council President Steeritz?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Steeritz?
Yes.
And Councilor Fry.
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Final reading. Second.
Motion to place ordinance 2019-4 on final reading moved by Councilor Fry and seconded by Councilor Steeritz. Is there any discussion? Councilor Fry?
Yes.
Councilor Steeritz?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
And Council President Steeritz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Resolution 2019-18, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Clinton Township for fire and emergency protection services.
I would make that motion.
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2019-18 on first reading moved by Councilor Stickley and seconded by Councilor Fry. Is there any discussion? Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Fry?
Yes.
Councilor Steeritz?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Council President Steeritz?
Yes.
And Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
We have nothing under second or third reading. The only thing I have under new business is for administration and council just to mark their calendars for the change in our meetings for September, as that will be here. I also want to thank everybody who attended Dennis's retirement party. He was very thankful for that and grateful for everyone who came in from people from many projects ago. Over the years and
I
stuff.
took care of his tab. I mean,
Did you?
I finished all the beers.
How grateful
I
he
thought
was for
I
that.
did.
I know it
Just a
was.
giver. You're a
Yeah.
giver.
You always take one for the team.
I did.
And other than that, Fulton County Fair is coming. It's be always a great event for Fulton County, so make sure we all attend that. Anyone else have anything under new business? Okay, can we have a motion for approval of the bills?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion to approve and pay the bills moved by Councilor Schneider and seconded by Council President Steeritz. Is there any discussion? Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Council President Steeritz?
Yes.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Fry?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
And Councilor Steeritz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Can we have a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion to adjourn moved by Council President Steeritz and seconded by Councilor Stickley. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.